what is up?
Take control of your life while you're good and able. Good and able.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to number one poker with me, Riker Sean. We're just jumping right up in here. No bullshit around. We'll play cards. Hopefully it gets game too fucking possible. Maybe we're playing against people. Maybe it's a bunch of fucking bots. Who could know the difference? Not me. Not me. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Maybe it'll load finally. Jesus Christ. What's happening, everybody? Another fucking hot one here on the East Coast. Jesus. The sun is shining, as you can see. Here on my broken holodeck. Just this broken holodeck. That's right, Christopher. No deck. We're fucking early. We ain't playing around. This is why you have to have the little bell on. You gotta be subscribed. You gotta hit the bell. If you're not doing these things, what are you fucking doing, huh? Huh? Of course, Aces just goes right on through. Why not? Sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. Somebody tells me I will not get a walk with sevens up on table one. But it's good to be here. Good to be hanging out, playing cards. It wasn't even worth trying to go up to the casino tonight. No hope that we could get the 5-5 game going. So we're here. When the button calls, they're going to have a lot of pairs and then a bunch of weird broadways, and they can call with a lot of their suited aces. Officer Tom Friendly, welcome. Yo. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We're jumping right in the action. We ain't putzing around. No reason to dick off. You all know why we're here. You all know why we're here. Ace 10 is pretty wide call here on table 3 from the fish 3 betting, but we did it. Fuck it. Here we have a lot of equity. We'll bet smaller up on 1. Once he checks on 3, we probably have the best hand. We will check back and look to bluff catch rivers. I don't know what happened there. Like I said, we're going to bluff catch. He has 10 jack. Oh, ace king. It's an interesting end to have. Lori Wagner, what is up? I think we can just shove up top. Let's go. I want all of my equity. I want to see all the cards. Do you have what it takes to call, sir? Fuck it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Not that big. Should have just gone all in. He has 2 pair. We need help. Give me a spade. No love. It's a long time to think with 2 pair. I don't know what he was thinking about. Lori Wagner, Bruce Tuttle, what is up? Welcome. Commander has the bridge. Well, yeah. We're here. We've got it. We've got the bridge. We've got it. Though it doesn't look like much. Justice for one, what is up? Dan Pearson, what is happening, my man? Yeah, Riker Sean on the long commute home. Why not? Though we've dusted off $100 already. The fact that that guy actually thought so long with 2 pair, I really like my shove. He's folding all his pairs then. We had ace high. You know, it's actually a really good jam. Really happy with the results suck, but I am more than okay with how it played out. Already tired of being hot. I think everyone's saying that it'll be cold again next week, right? So I think we're cool, man. We're all right. I mean, it's hot. I'm outside. I'm in it, but it was tolerable. There's no all the humidity isn't out yet. You know? I can tolerate it. I don't like being cold. I don't like bundling up. I'm not one that likes to bundle up. I've been dealt pocket sevens like 4 times already. How long have we been up? In 8 minutes. It's just always interesting. What happened here? I gave you those chips, sir. You do something better with them. You fuck. I mean, I know it's a short stack, but there's just no way you thought in a million years you were ahead. Lemon squeeze is a fish with a big stack. We like it. He doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It was warm. You know it's bad because I'm like hydrating. I'm having water. That's how you know it's starting to get warm. I forget to drink water all winter long, and I'm basically dying every day. Once it warms up, though, then I remember the water. I have to know, Justice, is your husband going to be upset if you get a blanket and he doesn't? I don't know if Ant's talking shit or if he's for real at this point. See, I don't mind I hate being cold. I don't mind the heat. I really hate the humidity. That's what does me in. Like desert heat, I can tolerate. Both of these players are going to call with way too many ace-X. This person closing the action. Like, it makes sense, but what's this guy have? I have no fucking clue. He's apparently playing 50% of hands, though. He checks twice. We're going to look to bluff catch most rivers or value bet ourselves. The 10 is really good, though it's hard for anyone to have anything, so we just have to bet small and see if they can't find a way to call with something. A 3, there you go. He snap called that, so I could have gone a little more. Deep into the 90s, Dan Pearson in Austin. All right, that's tough. We were 90 here today on the East Coast in the in the DMV, in the metro area, in April, which is unseasonable. Austin tends to warm up a little quicker, though, correct? I don't know. I'm really bad with Texas geography. It's so big. What are you doing with such a big state, huh? What do you need with all that room? What do you need? Okay. All right, good. You know, Anthony's a tough talker, but I'm pretty sure he's pillow soft, man. I don't want there to be any, fisticuffs or anything at a fun event, Justice. I posted my first short, I guess, on YouTube. I think it was too long for a short, right? I don't know. Maybe you guys, people might be interested in an update. Well, Christopher, I don't know. But yeah, make sure you're following along. I think I'll post, that short was whatever, but I'll post them more, I'll put them on Instagram, I guess. What are they, a reel there? I don't fucking know. I have to figure out some way to, I think Rhett said it the other day. He's like, let's face it, you're a content creator, and I don't, one, I don't know what to make as far as content. It's very uncomfortable for me. I don't know why any of you would hang out here. I appreciate it. I just don't get it, I don't like me. The problem is this fucking short stack is the one who raised, right? Otherwise, this is a really good squeeze pot, but it's really easy for them to jam. Like, whatever their raising range is off of a short stack. I think I'm actually better off folding. I could have saved $2. But here we are. We're here now. If he was a full stack, King Queen off is a great hand to squeeze there. It just works great against these callers. We turn trips with 3 spades out there. Everybody would have naturally checked to the raiser, who probably would have bet their spades. I am going to bet, and I think I could size up a little, targeting hands that contain 1 spade. Well, yeah, look, if Chad drop kicks Ant off the stage on the 25th, I'll do a backflip. That 4th spade does mean 0 fucking good. What hands do I think they called with? I think they called with draws. If I somehow, if that was the queen of spades and I boated up, I'd put all the money in and expect to get paid off. So I cannot bluff. This person had the flush. He got boned by the person who drew to it. Prod R6, welcome. How am I multi-tabling? What do you mean? You load 4 of them. Load them up. 4 is the max. On WPT Gold. That's what they let you do. 4. No more than that. Just 4. We are so short here that I think running it with ace 4 suited is reasonable. This person might come along. We need an ace. No. Yep, we were close. Get 3-bet by the button with a nice 9 suited. We will call. We flop 2 pair on a straight board, which might freak him out. I mean, I can't possibly have a straight right now, but the question is, will he bet? The answer is fucking no. And we get a flush card on the turn. If he had ace X of hearts, for instance, I think that he would have bet the flop, because who cares if you get raised? I need to lead, though. A lot of times, too often, weaker players will check back. I got raised on the turn. Interesting. I need time. Look, turn raises are under bluffed. He doesn't always, I guess, you know. God, do you not see bet ace queen of hearts, ace jack? Like, how do you not? I just don't believe him. Well, that's a snap. He definitely has the flush. Jesus, I guess when you have the super nuts, you could check. We are running into it. We are running into it. Prod R6, yeah, there's, yeah. I mean, it's effectively the browser, because, like, I'm on a Mac, and this looks like PC. But, yes, there's something you could download. Small bet. We're almost just calling the chop, I think. Which if he bets huge, we can't do. But if he stays small, then it's fine. How in the fuck he has 6s there? But yeah, there's software. Couldn't you multi-table on the browser? I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't remember. I thought they forced you to download software some time ago. Was it this guy that he checked the ace king of hearts? No, he left. Of course he did. Of course the fish doubled up and left. It's okay. We still got the big one up here. He's got a lot of chips. I'd rather this table not break. West X8, what is up? I'm glad I didn't lose money also. I feel like I always lose money at 1-2. Of course, it isn't true, but it feels that way when I'm like sitting there waiting for the 5-5 game. It's a bummer because there was people at the table giving action. Like I was opening to $15 and nobody was folding. They were calling with hands like Jack 8 offsuit. Like this is a dream come true. God, 10 sucks as a cold 4-bet. Just fold. Yeah, I think you just download whatever software straight off of WPT Club Gold, whatever the fuck this site is. It's got to be there. It's just their thing. And then it lets you multi-table. DC Sportsmark, welcome. What is up? Number one, just number one-ed it up. Yeah, I'll try to do shorts. I think I have to make them shorter, I guess. Shorts are supposed to be really short, right? Like less than 60 seconds? I don't know anything. But yeah, I'll do it for like updates, I guess. I don't know. I can't film in the casino, so... Stats are reasonable if he's 3-betting enough. Ace jack is a call. He bets a third. We have a lot of other hands. We have spade hands that can call, a bunch of queens that can call. With one over, I think it's okay to fold. 5-5 at the casino. Those are the blinds. $5. They're both blinds are $5. It's not uncommon. So my local casino, they'll run a 5-5 time rate with a $1,500 cap, which is nice. So you're playing, 300 big blinds deep or 300 blinds deep. So the game is fun, and it's time rate, which is perfect. I mean, can I buy a fucking flop that I am in love with? The question is, can I bet myself on a king high board? This person is probably not monkey stabbing, but I do, of course, have a draw to the absolute nuts. We'll call and evaluate the turn. God damn it, we turn trips. The SPR is just over 1. If he shoves, I guess I call because I've picked up outs. I could probably jam myself. We call. We turn the boat, and I think that I just have to lead or river the boat, and yeah, you gotta worry about him not betting himself. You just want to play your big hands fast. What was the action here? They 3-bet and I called. Again, they aren't often monkey betting on these king high boards. We'll call one and see what size they choose on the turn to hopefully get some clairvoyance. Fuck me, the time is so quick. Queen jack is probably good to 3-bet there to try to isolate versus the weaker player. Table 4. They bet 2/3. Call again and check the river pretty quickly and see what they choose now. They could easily jam. The SPR is like 1.3. Yep, there it is. Do. I think people are going to, God, I cannot click the buttons fast enough. Just under barrel here. Like, I think they just tend to give up their flush draws on the river too often. I'm going to fold. What do they have? Aces. Makes sense. Sometimes I'll pay to know. No. A private game where only the button puts on $5. Well, how does that work? Are they lost to act? It limped to me in the big blind with queens. We have to go pretty big. We're out of position. These are 2 short stacks. We'd just like to fucking be able to put the money in by the turn. Somehow I think an ace is good on table 3. We'll bet very small on the flop here and jam most turns. The small bet might induce him to fucking spaz out. Of course, we're calling. You could easily have fucking 9s or 10s or jacks or even 7s or 8-9. Who knows? Or ace deuce somehow. The small bet is good for inducing nonsense from fish. This is first blind versus second blind. They are short stack on table 3. 8s is pretty good. They end up having a lot of weird offsuit queens here, so it ups the amount of queens they have. But blind versus blind, I'm not going to fold on the flop to a small bet. We're going to see what develops. Of course, I turn a gut shot. We'll check again and see what size they choose. They check. They also can sometimes overstab. And they have a zillion aces. Yeah, jack 9. I mean, that's just, they're betting too often there. I have to be pretty confident that a bluff is going to make more than just my pair does, though. My local casino is the Hollywood Casino in West Virginia. And then, of course, I'm like just shy of 90 minutes from MGM National Harbor. Down here on table 3, there's 2 people that have posted, so I have to size way up. So the button is last to act. They're the only person posting. It's really interesting. Ace-7 suited getting 3-bet by an early position. A short stack who there's just no way they 3-bet enough. We'll fold. Opened, even being in the middle, king 10 is like not the worst. It's the worst when you get an ace high flop. If you're just checking this out and you're like, how do you know they're a fish? They don't have a full stack. That is just how it is. You got to tag people quick. So he c-bet the flop and has checked the turn. Be interesting to see if this goes to showdown. He could be over c-betting. A lot of people make that mistake. Oh, I have the range advantage. Like, well, your opponents don't know how to spell that word. In multi-way, in the middle, you probably don't want to be c-betting all the time. We have ace king down on the table 4 in the bottom right. We 3-bet the second blind and they folded. I got nothing on the menu currently, DC Sports Mark. You know the deal, though. If you want to somehow see me eat it here, it costs you $50 fucking. I ain't asking, I ain't begging, I don't think you should do it. Otherwise, nothing will be on the menu. Just play some poker, man. Drink 100 liquid deaths. I got a Pepsi Max or Zero Sugar or whatever the hell they are. They're good too. Opening to just $3 with a fish in the blind is a mistake. I should go bigger. Their hands that are going to call $4. And they're going to also be a mistake. These little adjustments versus weaker players you got to be making. Trying to think about the bust button being forced to post the only ante. Is there a lot of limping? The early position, the first few to act, I don't even think should have an opening range. Like, they should limp everything, and some of it's going to be a limp call and some of it's going to be a limp raise, I think. You just have so many people left to act behind you. You should almost treat it like it's like a Mississippi straddle, where the button could straddle and make it so they're last to act. You don't want to have an opening range, I don't think, from the blinds in that situation either. Because you're forced to open just only the top, I don't know, maybe 8% of hands. I mean, you have to be incredibly tight. Your position sucks forever, so you still shouldn't limp much wider, but it gets you in a position where you can limp raise. And it makes life hard on the button. You know, so they can't abuse you either. This person limps 50% of hands. Like, if you raise them, I mean, this is also a fish, so I'm sure they're not paying attention, but you should be ready to put all the money in for sure. Kings versus eights. This person, it's going to be so sad. They are eventually going to leave. It is incredibly hard to pay attention to 4 games and to the comments West. West X8. Yes, which is why I will only ever play, like, for a while I was playing 200. I played 200 ML typically online. At least on Club WPT. It's equally soft, but you have to definitely pay a little more attention. And it was tricky. So 100 NL is the biggest that I'll play on stream if I'm 4 tabling, which is just more fun because there's more action. Oh, you bet half pot multi-way. Flop a gut shot. I mean, usually you're looking for reasons to be check raising here. We'll call. I don't love a call. I think that I have to check raise. I don't think our pair has any equity. You know, you really want to see a club turn. Once he bets large, I mean, we'd have nothing to do but fold. We're going to raise 10 jack suited and flop the joint. That's always good. We're going to bet small. The board is double paired. I'm going to bet small again. He snapped it off. We're just jamming. Yeah, I think he was probably drawing to a flush, which was no good. Like with a snap call there. Probably got the most I could have out of him, though. But yeah, I definitely make more mistakes while, like, it's just easier to, especially because on this software, you get no fucking time. God, threes almost don't have showdown value here. I'm going to check, but I feel like I should have bluffed. Oh, I won. Like, the showdown value of threes is so low. When you get the opportunity where you can river one bet like that, like, they severely overfold. So, it kind of... It was close. Threes have owned a percentage of that pot for sure. Definitely folding to the raise. Here we'll c-bet small. We're going to c-bet our range small. Hello, click, click, click. I think in a game where the button is the only person posting an ante, I'm going to guess this is a private game. Is the rake really high? Or is it like unraked, like it's friends? That kind of matters. I think from up front, am I likely to get raised? God, there's so many fish behind me. We're going to call, which is not good. But if I can get these fish to call too, how in the fuck do they don't fold anything? Like I'm trying to play. This person led after limping. People tend to be more honest in multi-way pots, so I'm just gonna fold king jack. I mean, of course I would have got there, but This person was not being honest. They've checked twice. I think I can value bet sevens for half pot and get called by like ace king, ace queen, ace jack, like overs. And then they check raise me. The delay check raise. Turn check raises are severely under bluffed. I have a bluff catcher. We fold. If they were bluffing, they were bluffing. But it's also possible that they had the literal nuts, which is a pretty easy hand to check twice, even from weaker players. So I think from early position, you should not open. You should be very tight, and I think that you should limp every hand that would open. Ace jack off, I open an early position, the third blind raised. They have a lot of incentives to just, like, here's what happens. Here's how this works. The person closing the action, I mean, look, in the three blind game, I don't know the stats, but in typical games, the big blind under 3 bets. This is true for regs, fish, everybody. They under 3 bet by a lot. We got 3 bet with pocket sevens, blind versus blind. We flop a set on a 2-tone king high board. I feel like we're going to play a big pot. I think the jam size here makes it seem like I just have a flush draw. Boom, baby. Get him. Let's get there. I think if I had check raised, like, so, okay. So he bet large, right, on the flop, which makes my life pretty easy anyway. Fish in the blind, called. We will bet around a third. They call. They have some 8x when they call, but they also just have random ass overcards. When the 8 pairs, though, I don't want a triple barrel. I'd like to check and kind of bet a stop and go line, where I bet check bet. It works a little too, it like overperforms. And I might have been bluffing with the best hand, but I think that you can just generate basically a range fold for about 3/4 or 2/3 ish. When to bluff online? How do you decide? Well, before online, so before the existence of WPT Gold, I river a pair. My plan was to river 1 bet. Oh my God, I'm gonna check. They bet half pot. Oh. I would say most of the time this size is a bluff, but like, didn't this fish not bluff earlier with a fucking hand that had no equity? You usually have to call a river 1 bet with any pair when it's for half pot. Oh, I'm gonna call. He's gonna have a shitty ace. Yeah, I don't think that guy even bluffed with his shit earlier. It sucks you can't take any notes on this site, so it makes life hard. But anyways, bluffing online is different, right? It's more mechanical. So you kind of pick up patterns. But before WPT Gold, and before I moved near a casino where I could play live, I played on Ignition, and I played a lot, and I studied mass data analysis, which reveals a lot of lines to learn for bluffing. But it's just profitable. So it's kind of robotic. The big thing when playing online, you have that people don't take into account versus live. Some of the things, right, is that we're just clicking buttons, man. This isn't even money. It's just ones and zeros. People will call down lighter. Okay, they don't have to worry about looking stupid. People in real life at the casino don't like. Everybody who plays poker likes to think that they're very smart. And a lot of them are. It's not a dig at anybody. And they tend to care very much. I'm so curious what they had, because I held a queen. What people think. So when you bluff catch live, there is an embarrassment factor that does not exist online. Right? You don't have to call and feel stupid because everyone's like, well, because people at the table make comments. Well, of course he had the straight. Of course, everybody knew that. Right? Meanwhile, you're bluff catching. Online, that doesn't exist. 2, this person can't do what they did there. So we're going to 3-bet large and try to isolate versus the fish. With 10-jack suited. We get called and somehow the fish leaves the pot. We can bet pretty small here on most flops and just get it through. We're not risking a lot, so it barely has to work. The other thing that you have to remember with online is most of the time you're only 100 big blinds deep. Right? So if you're playing micro stakes or you're playing even small stakes, when you call, it's $100. This is way different than even at the casino. If let's say you're just playing 1-3 at the casino, and the buy-in's, I don't know, what, 500 or 400 or something. That's a lot of money for a lot of people. So it's a little different. They don't want to play for it all. I came from online. I think I've been stacked 3 times tonight. I've stacked people I come from an online environment where you're trying to put all the money in all the time. And it's just normal. So I've been stacked so much, whatever. That's not the case live. People don't like going broke. They don't like having to rebuy again. There's an embarrassment, and people try to avoid that feeling. You don't like to, so you can intuit it more. But you look for patterns and lines online the same that you would live. And just ask good questions. And sometimes you're wrong. I think you were watching when I got raised on the flushing turn. I was like, well, what flushes don't they bet the flop with? And it's not many. But ace king makes sense, right? You have 2 overs, you're never folding. People kind of play that hand funny. But I don't think they check back all of their ace-x of hearts. So you get snapped off. The keys, I think if you're really looking for how to improve online, micro and small, I think micro stakes and small stakes on this site in particular are the same thing. The mistakes are basically the same. People here make a lot of mistakes. You gotta understand, this is a 3-blind game with an ante. There's already $3.30 in the pot before anybody's opened. There'll be no limping from the first blind here. Not today. I would raise any 2 cards. 7 deuce would get raised here. had 7 deuce, I'd feel better about it. But here we are. Again, we'll bet a third. The reason to go small here is to get them to like pay one bet like way too wide, which they'll do. It's weird. Their range ends up being too wide there, so they're able to somehow overfold across every street while simultaneously paying for bets they shouldn't, because they just have 400 combinations of hands. So yeah, if you're like new to online, or you've you know, like, what's the problem? I think I was talking to somebody about this the other night in the stream. Kevin from out in California. Like bluffing from out of position, like triple bearing from out of position is bad. You're just not deep enough to get them to fold good hands usually. Like sometimes they will, but you don't ever have clairvoyance about their range, because even bad players intuitively call in position with strong hands, even if they're potatoes. This site in particular, like I almost folded ace-9 off. A lot of hands are profitable if you look at an opening chart because people fold. And there's not a lot of folding going on here. So those kind of hands actually become close, because they barely make money like in equilibrium, and we're nowhere near that. I'm not going to start a bluff now. We're going to check, see what the button chooses to do. They check, so does the button have a bunch of queen X, or do they have, you know, queen? Do they have strong hands? Probably not. They snap check the ace. I probably have the best hand. We're going to fold with the gut shot. We definitely have to have the best hand. God, is there a world where they fucking have like 5s and can't fold? I don't know, but we got to find out. So you just bet really big. Fuck it. Prod's question about his unusual button ante game has got me really wondering what you should do from like the cutoff. Wonder how often you can buy position. Probably not often, right? Like in a normal game, the straddle ends up completing way too often. It's probably the same here. They have ultimate position. They get to call too much. I think it forces you to be tighter from everywhere. Like, not like a nit, but here we'll see bet small. When you have a high card and 2 low cards, they have a lot of pairs between the jacks and the 3s that we can drag to the river and make fold by then. My 2, I think, is useless. Go up a little bit on the turn. Again, not too big. We're trying to get called by like 6s, 8s, 5s. Hands like that we can make fold by the river. Small overbet on the river. We called. What do you have? 9s. 9s is pretty strong. I even thought about it with 9s. Maybe I could have gone a little bigger. I don't think that I need to, though. I think it overperforms. Again, they got 6s and 5s and those types of hands. Very often in their range when they call from one of the blinds. Oh, I should have been raising. Oh, well. Oh, I don't know. I call a person who, might not know how to spell poker a potato. It's just a fun way of saying somebody's dumb. 5-5 is where the blinds are both $5. So you don't have a small blind and a big blind. You have 2 big blinds, effectively. So the small blind posts $5 and the big blind posts $5. Again, we're going to bluff here. Just in a limp pot. Got to try to attack the little ones. For fun, what did they fold? An ace, and they really thought hard about it. I'm not sure they should think about that, but that's interesting to note. So realize here, maybe blind versus blind, I should be going a little thinner. For value. If I think they're really weak, I could probably go almost as much as pot, maybe get called. But yeah, I call people potatoes when they're silly geese. It makes me laugh. Those of you that know me from the Chad Duke show or have been hanging around here, my house is empty and echoey because it's for sale. It's on the market. Just got some positive feedback from my realtor, so that's exciting. And for those of you that know Iron Mike Sleep and that we're taking bets on whose house would sell first, even though his has been for sale forever, well, you could be a proud Potato West. Don't sell yourself short. I think if you are playing online and you come from live, it is different. And part of it is just the hands you see an hour. So if you're making mistakes, you get punished very fast. Live you see 25 hands an hour maybe. You can get 250 to 300 an hour if you're 4-tabling online. At least 250 an hour. If the tables are playing fast, you can easily get to 300 an hour. This site's a reasonable facsimile of live. I mean, everyone's fairly reasonably soft. There's just no way this is actually 3-coin. But wouldn't that be something? But yeah, if you're playing micro stakes or new to online or small stakes, I think the easy things is like Queen 5-5. We will bet. We will see bet. Smallish. Usually around a third. Of course, we're calling with 5-6. This person who opened does not open a lot of hands, so I do kind of think that they're stronger than you would imagine. We'll see what size they choose if they elect to bet. But we've also seen them c-bet ace-high boards at a really high clip. Oh, this person calling completely devalues my hand. I'm gonna fold, but I don't like it. We have just so much backdoor equity. Like now we have a flush draw plus this gut shot, but this person should jam. I don't know what happened here. Unless they're literally on the flush draw, which is still crazy. They must have been. But yeah, the tips for micro small stakes online in a soft pool, which this is, don't call really opens unless like the button's kind of the only place you could do it, or for like in the cutoff, like you're just not going to get squeezed, like you're not going to get punished, right? It's a mistake to call because you should be getting punished by the button or the blinds. But if you know they aren't doing it enough, like when they raise it's legitimate, then you can start to add a calling range in there. So you should be playing basically 3-bet or fold. Always facing an open. From everywhere but the button. And of course the big blind. And then if you are, you should have just put it all in. Nines versus ace queen. The nines hold up. King Jack off versus an early position open is just a call. Flop top pair, mediocre kicker on a monotone board. Now, the good news is I'm holding a jack. There's a bunch of spades out there. It makes it hard for the nut flush to exist currently. We're definitely calling. We turn 2 pair, which is a really strong hand. We will, though, check. Basically, if all the money was to go in, we're not thrilled. If he has a weakish king, will he bet? Probably not often enough, but I think it'll call a reasonable bet. And whatever you think reasonable is, you should probably click it up a little bit. A lot of times live players end up betting too small. All the time. Sean. Oh, I don't know who's I don't know who Michael. Who is this Michael that sent me a Venmo? Thank you very much. Hold on. For pizza. I'll order a pizza. We could do that. That is the bribe. That is the pizza bribe. Thank you very much for the very generous Venmo. You, of course, are the bestest. I already forgot the action on this table, so that cannot possibly be good. Oh, I must have opened. Yeah, we're definitely not bluffing on that type of board. With a bunch of callers. What do they call with? Small pairs, and of course, tons of broadways. That is their range. This is a spot where I think I can actually call fours and not get squeezed enough, right? Like, so calling isn't a mistake if I'm not going to get punished. But I have to be pretty sure that I'm not going to get punished. Otherwise, I'm just setting $3 on fire. Oh. I'm going to check my fours, but I don't know. Jacks? I'm not sure I could have made that fold. I feel like they probably should have bet the turn, though. We flop a straight. That's a good hand. They called the half pot bet. The question now is, what do they call with? I mean, random overs. I think we go to like 2/3 ish. I don't think we can go nuts. They just don't have a lot that can call a big bet. We just pick a size that we hope that if they floated with Jack X that they can call. Yep, I'll have to pause the tables when I go to order pizza, though. We'll have to. We'll have to pause. I get 3-bet by someone who's clearly a fish. Maybe they misclicked, but this is not a size. We will call. We got aces on table 3. Let's avoid a walk with them this time. That would be great. Yeah, we're going to call for $5 in a pot that will be nearly 20. God. Just get to walk with aces always. I think that they are 3-betting a pretty tight range here. If they go small, we'll float one. They elect to check. That is... very interesting. We're going to check again. We still have a hand that, like, what's our hand want to do? It does not want a gazillion dollars to go in. So when we're out of position, the only way that we can influence that is by just not betting. If they raised with a hand like ace queen, life sucks. They have ace king, ace jack, ace 10, king jack, king 10. They bet small again. Oh, that small bet is enticing. I'm gonna call and get shown a queen. Yes, of course. Quick, before I post, leave the table. All right. Like, we have to pause to order pizza. Oh, king 9's a pretty trivial fold there. Jesus, ace king gets a walk. Of course it does. All right. All right. Hi, now it's just my big dumb face. This pizza pie that we're going to order here, of course, is for the very smart, handsome, and generous, if this will load, Michael. It won't load. All right, this is just where we're at. Thank you very much. Oh, Hank Reuter, thank you very much for the very... I'm glad you're here. Why didn't you... I didn't see you chime in, Hank. Thank you for the lamp deposit. I know. It's a looking bear. This was so much cooler when I had the lights and the shit going on, right? Now it makes no sense. I'm not on a bridge of a starship. I'm just wearing the uniform. And there's sounds playing as if I am on the Enterprise. But this makes even less... Look, me wearing this uniform already didn't make any sense. Okay? But at least when I had the office set up and I had the lights and the fucking lights behind me and all the shit, it could have been a starship. This is clearly just an empty fucking room. That's all this is. It's an empty room. It stinks. All right. Let's put some music on for, you know, have something while I order a pizza. This pizza is courtesy of the very handsome and smart, again, Michael Westbrook. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm not going to fuck about tonight. We know that the best I could do is this one place, and that's what we'll get it done. Even that's not right, but it'll do. Oh, well, I know that you're new here, West, but that's okay.
So many things gone neglected.
I know this means nothing to you, but some of the people here love to watch me eat pizza. And they'll pay me to do it. And you found the magic number. So, you know, everybody should be thanking you in the chat. Once I order it, we'll get right back to poker. I just can't order it. I just can't do that. And then, of course, I have such a hard time on this side. Good one here. Pepperoni, of course. I have to add something to the order. Mozzarella sticks, of course, right? Now I can. Everybody, make sure you thank West X8. We bought tonight's pizza. Of course, when it gets here, we'll eat. And I'll tell you all about it. There'll be our next little break will be then. Kevin Smith, nobody would choose the plain room holodeck program. It's the worst. Fucking echoey in here. What's up? Prod R6, what is up? All right, well, here's the question. Are you playing online or live? Tom Friendly ordered a cheesesteak. That's a smart man. Simulating Riker's first. Look, I think Riker's first apartment out of the academy probably just had a bed in it and hose lined up out the fucking door. You know what I mean? Riker, he was a fucking man. And then I will address your question, Prod R6. I've thrown away $300 tonight very quickly in just a couple of minutes. It happens. Yeah, are you playing like? Look, I love poker, Prod. I think that if you're competing for something, the prize is money in poker. You're playing against other people. I imagine it's very much like sport, or at least that feeling. Are you playing live or online? And I will point you into the direction that I believe is the best place to learn currently. I would recommend that if you are near a casino, that you play live. If it's enough. Kevin Smith, these people don't come from the podcast. They have no idea that you're joking. I don't have an OF. I do not. Who would pay for that, you lunatic? No, these are regular poker people. Music too loud? Can you hear me over it? Actually, we gotta get back to the holodeck sounds or whatever the fuck we got going back here. I don't know, whatever, sure. Windstar, is that Canada? The Great North? What online options do you have at Canada? That actually shapes this a lot. Right? Windstar is Canada? I don't know. I'll be so happy when the pizza gets here because I always change out of uniform to eat, and I'm balls hot right now. It's not that hot in here, but I'm sweating. It's just hot enough to be but annoying. All right, so if you're playing live and you want to take it seriously, online is good for repetitions. Our brains are already pretty good at pattern recognition. Yuri Pelig has a course that he is doing for Upswing. And he is really good at, he's really good at explaining poker in the context against soft players. He's amazing at it. And I think that you can actually watch like several parts of some of it on his YouTube. Of course, not all of it. No free plugs. I'm not recommending Upswing to anybody. But the way Yuri Pelig talks about the game is really smart and really easy to digest and into it. Like, you know, some of the way that he explains like micros online and small stakes is like dead nuts accurate. And you're just like, what are you going to do? Like, we're going to play the exact strength of our hand. We're going to play it fast, and we're going to fold to aggression when we have a bluff catcher because they are under bluffing in certain nodes. This isn't always true. But they don't double barrel and then triple barrel enough, right? So sometimes our hand is too strong, even though it's basically a bluff catcher. Oh, Oklahoma. Oh, Jesus. All right. Where in the hell in Texas are you that you don't have good games? Texas is like the poker mecca at the moment. It still is. Who knows how long, though. We're going to check because I think they might overstab here. They bet half pot. What do they have? Strong draw. Strong 7. They, of course, do have sets. But we're going to raise. And I think they're going to tell us. Like, they call with all these pairs from the button pretty naturally. 6s, 7s, 2s. But they also have a bunch of suited connectors. He folded. I'm curious what he folded. 9s. Okay. Calling with 9s on the button, then betting the flop for half pot, and then folding to a raise is suspect. But I will note that. Because, man. Like, if he's folding over pairs, do you realize how profitable a bluff that is? So Yuri Pelig, the way he talks about online and small stakes, is, I think, probably where you need to go. Online right now is a disaster because if you're playing like on a site like this, everybody's soft. I am actually going to c-bet here, though I don't always do this. I'm going to do it again. For a smaller size, I'm torn. This person ends up having a lot of queens, but yeah, they just fold. And we get it through. They just overfloat. Like, what do they call with? Oh, I thought I heard a whistle. It's a small dog barking outside. As far as live goes, honestly, and it actually would help a lot in this game and just the way that you should be thinking about ranges, because poker, I believe, is a game where you should just be trying to ask questions. is Hungry Horse Poker. Mark and Gethin are brilliant players and have become really solid coaches, and they share basically everything on their YouTube. We have to call, but Raising is torching. What the fuck is going on here? I am drawing to the nuts. And I am majorly concerned now that I don't have any outs. Motherfuck. Oh, you hooker. I river 2 pair. There's just no way he has ace king, right? Oh, he had the flush. A shitty flush. I'm blown. I'm blown away by that hand. How did the other person have king 9? So yeah, when you're playing a soft game like this, right? Like you just boil it down to like, what does my hand want to do? It doesn't want to play for all the money. How can I affect that outcome? The board is paired here. People tend to get sticky with pairs if he has like 10s or 8s. So since I'm targeting like a weakish pair, you can't go bananas. Well, yeah, the rake is going to be bad, especially if you're going to the lodge at Red Rocks, where you just paid a time. Wait till you find out that $7 a pot is reasonable, prod. Don't talk to anybody that's playing out in like Canada or whatever. Some of the rooms in California, I think, drop like up to $10 a pot. So yes, it becomes very hard if you're only playing 1-2 or 1-3 because they're taking 2 to 2.5 big blinds per. King Jack off versus somebody that's pretty severely under 3-betting is very close, but it's a call. We just have to be really cautious. Like, if you told me you always folded that, I'd be like, I don't know, it's probably not crazy. Just for a gut shot, and it's no longer to the nuts because the 10 of hearts is a bad card. 3 outs, no thanks. Yeah, Hungry Horse Poker on YouTube. Man, I like that you're hanging out here. I'd like for you to hang out while I'm here. But if you're taking poker seriously, I think they're the best in the game right now. I really do, because you're not playing machines, you're not playing robots, they're not talking about solvers, they're not talking about blockers, because none of that shit applies to small stakes live. And when I say small stakes live, I mean up to 5-10 in some rooms. Your just opponents are not thinking about the game like Doug Polk. The 8 is a no good, but what is their 8 combinations? 8-9, which I think they would have bet. Maybe 7-8. We're going to bet small because they're not capped. I didn't want to just target flush draws. Now the backdoor flush came in, but they have a lot of other hands, right? So we're going to bet small, looking to get called by worse. You chop, but... But if you're thinking about your opponent's range, and then your exact cards, not your range, I don't think it's small stakes live or micros to small stakes online, that matters much at all. Now it matters in certain, configurations, when it's, say, button versus big blind or something. Like, it's really wide, they're really wide, like, you can just kind of overbluff and it's profitable. But yep, for online, Yuri's, I mean, even in his quick videos, he kind of just outlines it. Like, we're gonna fast play our really good hands. We're gonna be really cautious when they're piling money in. There you go. Like, they haven't shown aggression a couple times. Like, hey, that's probably a good spot to bluff. You're probably right. Weaker players, fear not getting paid. And then they can't help but tell you. They end up check raising. Or they call a turn, donk the river. They let you know. They let you off the hook. Instead of allowing you to, like, continue to bluff. This person called the 3 pre and now called, like, double flatted. I can't possibly know what they could have. Maybe 8s or 9s, I guess. Ace jack off is, you just can't really call. It becomes a tough squeeze when people aren't folding enough. Can he possibly have 10s? Ace 5. Oh, what a run out. What a cooler. So he had a hand that he should have 3-bet, didn't, then double flatted. I mean, it's torching. He won that one, but no limps in my house from the fucking blinds. We're going to attack it. If he checks to me on this board, a lot of times I would like triple barrel, but I don't actually like triple barreling here. We're going to bet the flop. We flop an open-ended with a flush draw down here. We're going to lead. They somehow limped. I didn't read the action correctly. I think they're just going to overfold so much on the flop that what they're left with is hands that are not. We're going to bet small again on the turn, and we are not going to fire out the river. We'll just check fold. Basically, the small turn bet is to kind of set the price. Sometimes even fish will, like, they've played enough, they've seen enough to know to size up when the board is scary like that, to like charge draws, so you can get away with like effectively setting your own price. Okay, over a limper, we're going to open. The limper limps 40% of hands, so they're going to fold most of the time or be broke by now. Short person posted. Kings on table 4. Let's go. What does 4x look like? That is almost a third of my stack. Oh, which is always scary because like then basically can't fold. I think that I can get away with calling here. Calling and folding are like the same thing in terms of like EV, oddly enough. I mean, folding is, 0, but It's strange how the money works out. God, I felt good putting 8s in against this person, but not once this person was ready to go all in with him. And 9s is going to hold, right? My decision with 5s on table 3 is like, can I actually bet 5s for value and get called by an ace? They bet half pod. Got some shitty 10 or something. We'll fold. Show me. There it is, a 10. We see bet on table 2 with king 5. It was close anyway. We got check raised 3x-ish. We'll call 1. It's pretty easy to check raise with a flush draw there. We'll see what they decide to do on the turn. So the 4 pairing eliminates their 4s. Look, most of the deck's going to be safe. We're going to check and probably bluff catch the river. Just let them bluff. Do it. Don't make a liar out of me. I probably could have gotten more than fucking $9 from hearts on the turn, but... Oh, he check raised with 7-6 of diamonds. Okay. You know, I chuckle, but if your belief is that I'm... Okay. If they believe that I am just always c-betting those boards, you could check raise insane. This is a single raised pot. I'm going to check from out of position with top pair, shitty kicker. Once they check, do they probably have a really strong hand? No. Because they're going to be worried about the flush. Even if they had a straight, they probably bet it. But there are definitely hands to target with a bet on the turn. The jack paired sucks for me. Do they call the turn with a lot of jack X? Probably not. Maybe exactly king jack. I'm gonna check and assume that they're not gonna fire a big bet often enough on the river. I think if I had more time, I could think this through better. That size has me really close. Oh, and of course I'm timing out. I'm going to call, but okay. It's easy for them to end up bluffing there too much. Is kind of what I landed on. And when that size is bluff heavy. If they had a jack, they'd think longer and probably come up with a bigger size. People tend to bet the strength of their hand. Big whiff. Queens is a good hand. Yeah, I would say if you're trying to attempt to watch poker content to learn, Hungry Horse has really got it there. I'd go back and just But you got to study. You got to study what they're talking about. Watching a YouTube video is not studying. If you came from esports, then watching people play a video game is not studying. What did you do to get better? I bet you played. But you got to try to break it down and really think about it. You could deal yourself hands if you're trying to take it seriously. You could practice. I'm in the same boat. I'm trying to take it serious. Trying to play more. You know, selling my house. I'm in the process of blowing up my life to, you know, to that end. We'll 3-bet king, queen off. It's a reasonable hand to 3-bet and then fold to a 4-bet. Ugh. Keeps getting worse for me there on table 4 with Jack 8. There's a limp and then an open. I turn a flush on a very connected board. I have to be careful. You have to go pretty small. Call. Check. Why do the buttons no clicky? The front door flush comes in. Would they have bet a flush at some point? Probably. Can I bet to induce? We're going to bet small. They don't raise. God, they didn't raise trips on the flop. I mean, this is kind of fucking crazy. We're just going to check down, though. I think I could have bet a jack there. Wow. They probably needed to bet. We got one bet with an ace. It's probably gone. This table's just gonna break. Yep. Oh, I couldn't leave it fast enough. With a 4-liner out there, I don't know. I'll check. I probably end up losing a lot. 10 jack. Get me out of this table, you hooker. Oh, this is bullshit. Loading up another table, knowing that the pizza's going to be here any minute. It's silly. Well, let's throw it down there. Pizza should be here soon. It's good. I knew I was going to stream for a while. I thought I might get a pizza order, so I didn't eat lunch. Ace 10 of clubs versus somebody that opens pretty tight. What we got going down back here? Pretty tight player and a fish. We're gonna call and invite the fish in because their mistakes will be egregious. It's a pretty great flop for ace 10 of clubs. We will probably check raise. We'll look at their size. We don't get the check raise. The 8 is really fucks things up. We'll check. This person can't have very many straights. They open a pretty tight range. God, everything bricked. We will river 1 bet. just no way that we're going to see a flop 85 ways with this hand. We raise big with all those limpers. This was the first lipper. Oh, I don't know anything about how YouTube works. If they jam somehow, I call. Ugh. I mean, I called it, didn't I? Ooh. Ooh. We're calling the shorty for sure. Just don't have tens. They have nothing. That's insane. The fucking 8, you hooker. You fucking hooker. Son of a bitch. Poker stinks. This is the fucking tail of the tape tonight, isn't it, boys? Jesus Christ. And girls. We pick up no equity. We'll check again. See what they do. They check. Oh. Oh. It brings in the 4-liner. Look, we got to do it. We got to bluff. I can't help myself. It's just too profitable. No, you have to be able to see the likes. You just look at the thing for likes, right? I don't know, Nodak. You know I try not to spend too much time thinking about it. It gets depressing. It gets depressing. You know, I'm a brand new streamer, and the fact that people come in here and hang out is fantastic. But I try not to think about too much of any of this stuff. I'm spoiled. You know? I get to be a part of a show that I really enjoy, that people listen to. So I can't think too much about this. It would upset me. What we got going on down here? There was a bet and a raise on when the king paired. I mean, you just can't bluff there. God damn. I have to fold 4-5 again. We got pepperoni pizza tonight, Lori Wagner. We're going Old Faithful. From the place that's fine. It's pretty good. Just keep pushing the delivery time somehow. We get no folds with King 8. It's not what we want. Oof is right. We check, knowing that the fish can just shove off their short stack with literally anything. We make the correct call, and we get boned. We're going to win one of these big hands tonight. I mean, it'll happen. This will be a big losing session this evening, which is always a bummer. It's always a shitty update. I'm like, all right, well, we somehow lost hundreds of dollars. We found a way to do it. Losing a series of all-ins. And then those like medium pots with like 50 big blinds or 40 big, like just running into it. The button limped. And they call and raising there with Queen 5 is hard to do. Still nothing to do here, but check. Let's see if we can't get to the river where we can bluff. Oh, but we pair up. The problem with bluffing is it has to outperform checking. We're going to check. We lose to a 7. Son of Beach. Ace high board. We're going to do a lot of checking or big betting, typically. The 8 pairs. It's not particularly great. The big blind's range or the third blind's range contains a lot of 8s. They bet on the smaller side. They could certainly still have ace X. We'll see what they do on the river. Yeah, that was nearly pot. We'll fold. I expect them to have an 8 or an ace there. There's the 8. What's funny is, like, as played, like they should bet larger. To try to get, you know, an ace is gonna call a lot. We got jacks. Good bankroll for playing 100 NL. It depends, okay? So I'm not like a bankroll Nazi. If you have a job that could pay your bills and you can afford to lose $500, then play. You're starting out in poker, it's very unpopular. I've always felt this way, though. You don't need a powerful bankroll. You have a job. The backdoor flush comes in. If he does decide to stab here, I got to be sensitive to the size. We could probably bet small and get called by a 10. We're targeting exactly hands like 10 jack or queen 10. So yeah, if you have a job and your bills are paid for, bankroll is not really anything you should consider. You need to get better at poker. And you can study a lot, but you got to get in there and play, and you got to, you know. 3 coin has been fishy. I can raise or call, I think, actually, with that hand. Like, it's reasonable to raise over the limp. But we're not going to get punished by calling, so calling isn't the worst option. People do not monkey stab king X boards. I don't expect Steve to ever have a king. 3 coin could. We'll check again. Be very size sensitive if they elect to bet. We're going to call one. They have a lot of draws that'll bet. They all missed. And we'll be size sensitive on the river. Half pot or less? Probably call. It's a little over half. I think I fold for that size. We're going to call a small bet with a lot of backdoor equity. The ace is interesting. It would probably slow them down. If they continue betting, I think I'm good. Like, I would just fold. My exact hand actually beats a lot of their bluffs. We're going to check, because I think if it checks there, I actually win with king high. Yep. the tough spot would have been if he bluffed. But it's kind of like the nut no pair. So depending on sizing, I probably call a small size. Oh yeah. If you're playing small and micro stakes online and you have a job, you know, if $1,000 is like, if that's like your risk of ruin, then you got a pretty big, like, then you, it's hard to take poker seriously, I think is like the correct advice, right? But you need to get in there and play well and like run it up. You need to build a bankroll, and that's like having a job and building a roll. But like there's no risk of ruin if you have a job. We 3-bet. We do a lot of checking out of position on this type of board, especially since it went multi-way. I mean, this person cold called the 3-bet. What do they have? A lot of pairs. And they bet huge. Makes it really easy to not even consider any other option. Calling or raising are definitely losing a ton of money. Folding is 0. Where is this pizza pie? Son of a buck. Ace Queen's an interesting call. I can go either way. But if we can invite the fish in where they will make huge mistakes, it's not bad. That is a half pot bet multi-way from up front. We'll fold. Ace Queen suited down here. Easy 3-bet. The fish calls the 3-bet. I have no clue what their line might be. Flop a gut shot, but nothing else. My bluffs would come from hands with equity. This hand only has gut shot equity only. We'll check. Ooh. Now we're gonna bet. I think when they snap check on the king, like, it really helps. And we improve to a true gut shot. And it helps when bad players basically just always put you on ace king. Table 1 will be interesting. What the hell? Aces versus kings versus queen jack. And aces. I could use one of these, man. I just get a walk with my aces. Ace king off can go, I mean, honest to God, can go either way here. These people are not 3-betting enough. We'll check. It's a pretty small bet. We'll call. Won't let me fold over here on table 3. Oh, I'm timing out. He sizes up. We'll call. We don't want to square him away. The king might. Let's check. The board might have just kind of fucked us from getting all of the chips, unfortunately. If he has aces or kings, life sucks. Oh, Oh! He 3-bet ace-5 offsuit and was ahead in the whole way. It's not a fantastic hand to be 3-betting. In fact, it's a very bad hand. We pick up dishwashers the very next hand. The limper is interesting. Oh, they limp everything. We flop an overpair on a kind of dynamic board, but smallish. He pretty much snap checked. I think when he calls the flop, like maybe he has some small overpairs, but like flush draws is what we're targeting there. All right, we're digging out of the hole. It's definitely good to get lucky with ace king there. It's weird. I'm like, well, they under 3-bet. And that person is clearly severely over 3-betting. Like if they're 3-betting ace-5 off, what are they not 3-betting? If that's the worst that the hand they're 3-betting, so they're 3-betting ace-6 off and ace-7 and ace-8 and the suited aces. I mean, where's it end? Early position limper. This person limps everything. Flopping a pair versus a range that is 44% of hands is pretty good. Of course, the king comes. Can I get an 8 or a 7 to call for a really small bet? I don't know, maybe. We gotta find out. We gotta try. Like, I don't think that person was gonna bluff. I heard some commotion outside the door. There could be pizza. It could be there. This person limped called. I have no idea what their limp calling range is, but let's assume they do open some hands. Jesus, it's the top 3% of hands, though. We'll check a lot out of position. We'll assume that this person opens aces and kings and queens, and that might be it. Would he have bet his flush draws on the flop? I don't know. We'll check again and see if they choose to bet on the turn, what size they pick. He didn't. You know, what's a range? I think it's pretty fucking weak. We'll just bet like half pot. Try to get called by worse somehow. There you go. Hey, there's pizza. Allegedly. Alright, we have kings, so we clearly have to play this hand. But we're going to dump out of these other tables. Hope kings goes well. Oh, I can't fold ace queen. Damn it. And we flop a set. We will bet smallish. Like quarter pot. Ace queen got 3 bet. We will call, but you got to be very cautious. What was that? Like a quarter will call. We turn an ace. They check on the ace. Really what I was thinking about was like, will queens and kings pay me on the turn? And I'm not sure that they do, but they might pay on the river if I size reasonably. I don't think I can go nuts. Oops, that I have to know what they fucking folded there. Kings, yes, God. Ugh. At the conclusion. At the conclusion. All right, there's pizza on the porch. Hang tight. Oh Jesus, why did this get so big? Shrink. There we go. Christ. All right, hang tight. I'll give you some music. I'll give you some music while you hold. I'll be right back. I won't be gone long.
The weight is wearing me down. I try to regain some balance. I try to take back the crown. Pounded by the force of the red sickness. Sifting out the sails of our confidence. Pounded by the force of the red sickness. Sifting out the sands of our confidence.
Take a look at the pie tonight. I know what you people want to see. I know what you're here for. Well, we hang out. What's everybody up to? How we doing? How we doing tonight? Mozzarella sticks also. So I had to order something, and God forbid, I couldn't order a salad. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. says courtesy, though I think he left. I think he's gone. Our man West X8. I doxed him up there. I'm not sure he wanted to be doxed. But he, in his intelligent, generous self, sent over the magic number on them. You guys should all send him flowers, maybe a beautiful bouquet, edible arrangement. I have gotten mozzarella sticks from this place before, and they have not looked like this. What is going on here? These don't look good, do they? What's going on here? I mean, it's a mozzarella stick. It'd be hard for it to be bad, right? It's bad. I forgot. I don't think. I know that we listened to Mataroso. These guys. One of the streams, but. Don't think I showed you was clearly the greatest use of a. For the only eaters, Kevin Smith. You'll always be in here lurking, Kevin Smith. I don't even know you're here half the time. We don't say hello. I like you, Kevin Smith. You're our Kevin Smith. Crank it up. I think my buddy had waited his whole life to use this line from Star Trek in a song. It's so good. One of the Picard quotes.
It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
Life. That's my line that I have to remind myself for poker. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. These mozzarella sticks are fucking awful, Kevin. I've ordered them from this place before. They've never looked like this. Excuse me while I get my poker. Very excited for the Atlantico Amigos release. April 25th at Fair Winds Brewing. Fair Winds officially opens at noon. The doors to the back, I believe, are at 1. I think Chad posted. But get there. Enjoy some pops. You'll be able to order and drink the Atlantico Amigos as soon as you get there. Gonna have some spending change, Kevin? Oh, man. That's it. Everybody left. What I would have done without Michael West X8. Didn't eat lunch. I knew I was going to stream early for a while. Came through. You guys would have starved me to death. Look at me. It would have withered away to nothing. I promise there'll be poker again soon if you're here for the poker. But I gotta eat. I'm not used to hang out with everybody while I eat. Why not make you watch me? All right. Let's get back to like poker or something. Drop my phone today? I've dropped it 1 million times. Not crack. So upsetting. I think it might just be the screen protector. I don't know. But hilariously, because I'm moving, and I had another screen protector. And I was like, oh, am I going to pack this up and lose it? It gives a fuck. I threw it away. Because I throw everything away when I'm moving. Music on in the background tonight. I know Steven commented on one of the videos, said it's fine. I never asked anybody else in the band. But you all know who it is. It's Mentiroso. If you don't know, hold on. The proper plug. There they are. So their latest album came out April 1st. All the Things That Ruin Things. I think it's fantastic. If you don't, well, I don't know. That's okay. All right, let's get some tables going. We'll probably go for another hour tonight. You know? Fucking site, man. Like somehow you could be trying to load into a seat and set your buy-in and auto top up, because God forbid you do that, I don't know, anywhere else in the app. And it's like, oh, seat's full. Shader's full. Bullshit. All right. Lined up. Boom. Where's that button? All right. Back to playing cards. I hope those that enjoy watching me eat enjoyed it. They have to call. Both had the flush draws back down on table 4. Is the music too loud? You know I have no idea what you guys hear, right? $3 into a pot that will be 10. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. We'll just fold. I should probably just always fast. Because then 2 slices of pizza is pretty filling. I gotta turn my life around at some point, guys. I mean, 2 slices at 8 o'clock at night when I'm just playing cards and I have no intention on, like, I don't know, going for a walk or doing anything. It's probably a nice night to like light a cigar and go for a walk. I won't do it, but I bet you it's a nice night for it. If you're watching this video after the fact, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, turn on notifications, hell, leave a comment under the video. Do all of those things. It really helps out. It lets me know that you're, watching. We got aces down here. We got a big hand of brewing. We got 3-bet. We're just going to click it and hope he shoves. Oh, he folded. What a bummer. What a bummer. Poker part 2, that's right. You know what it is, no doubt. Well, the chat wasn't very lively, so. That's the time you can catch me. We can, talk and have conversation, but I think a lot of people just really watch this, quite passively, huh? When the queen came on the river up here on table 2, 10s became a little too thin. Top pair, top kicker. We are going to bet. On 2 clubs, I think we can comfortably go half pot. A lot of times I'll see bet pretty small, but this one is somewhat dynamic and wet. And we're targeting just those hands. We want to get the most possible. Oh, no action with kings again. We are digging our way out, believe it or not. Fish. 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 King 9 becomes like a reasonable call then. Blind versus blind down here on table 3 in the bottom left. We'll check. Oh my god, we don't have to avoid much of the deck, but a king is one of those cards. They see bet on the largish side. We're going to proceed with caution with king 9 here. I have been getting those premium hands, however. I know the aces just get walked, man. It's a stinker. They bet half pot again. We're going to call. I think that they're going to under triple barrel. So if they kind of go nuts here, God, half pot is... I am so... Oh, I'm torn on what to do. I'm just going to call, but yeah. Half pot size is what weaker players just choose for their bluffs all the time. I had a weak king there. They could have gotten me to fold. If you're going to bluff, bluff. But hey. Yeah, I know. All of a sudden, I start back up. I'm getting all premiums, and they're all just getting walks. Meanwhile, how many hands did we see in the before our first break, that I wasn't in? We were somehow aces and kings and what's that? Oh, ace 4 are all in the pot together. Okay, all right, that makes sense. No deck. I gotta think a lot of people that come here from the show, from the Chad Duke show, are just passive, and I do appreciate you guys hanging out. You can always feel free to chime in. I like talking to you guys. The Lories and the Justices and the Kimberleys and the everybody. You guys are great. I'm so excited about the 25th at Fairwinds Brewing. Oh, it sucks they went so big down on the bottom right, but with a gut shot, we have to call one. Let's see what they do. That's a pretty big bet, blind versus blind. It's pretty ridiculous, so they're either going to check or fucking bet big again. Easy fold. A gut shot with an overcard. You know. We can float the flop one, even facing the largest bet. It's person does not raise all that often pre-flop. Choose to call a lot. Queen 10 is a pretty easy fold. Out of position, even if I hit the flop, how do I get paid? Becomes hard. But we're going to miss it a lot. There's hands like Queen 10, Queen, like Jack 10, like they're deceptive because they really have a hard time. Will the goal king Ovechkin keep playing? ESPN thinks they... I don't think it's impossible. You know? He's still a good player. Though I don't watch nearly as much hockey as I once did. I watched a lot of hockey at one point in my life. I lived with one of my club brothers who's huge into hockey. Like, not as big as GOAT, but, you know. Watches every game. So it was easy to get me sucked in. The immediate river jam, I really would have liked to see what they had. Most people, when they have the absolute nuts, like, think about it. That was definitely a nut-changing card. Pretty strong flop for our exact hand. Let's see, bet a third. They just call. We turn top pair. I think they're pretty weak still. I think that we have to size down, targeting like 10x. Maybe somehow they could have a draw. If they had a draw, the flush makes it hard. Like, if they had a straight draw, some of them came in, they could have rivered two pair. We're gonna, I don't know. I was torn on sizing. I probably could have gone bigger. Jesus, they just flied at ace king. Yeah, I think if I go huge though, I don't know. It's tough. You don't know what people will fold. It is interesting that somehow Ovechkin was definitely retiring and has turned into maybe. There's a limped pot where we flop two pair. It's really good here. We're just going to bet out. Half pot size is actually really big multi-way. We're targeting straight draws and flush draws. Our nines got 3-bet. We will call. We'll proceed cautiously. We flop an overpair on a connected board. Let's see what size they choose. Oh, they fucking bet big. Nice. Dude, that fucking big bet is not good. So the problem with calling the flop here is I'm going to call. The pot will have $60 in it. I'll have $60 back. If the turn is a brick, what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to fold and have to see what the fuck they had. Alright, overpair makes the most sense. People just get scared. They just charge crazy. But the weird thing is they can't fold at that point. Like, if I flop the set, like, what are they doing when I shove? Ace 9 is a reasonable 3-bet, facing a button open. We're going to be pretty wide, generally speaking. We flop nothing, but I will be doing mostly checking from out of position. Kimberly Melio, welcome. Glad you're here. You're listening while working on a scary painting. I love it. God, I can't wait to see it. You know I am your #1 fan of scary paintings. But because my house is on the market, I have to hide it currently in the basement. Check again. If they bet, we're going to be really price sensitive with just an ace. Right, when they open and then call, they're condensed really to pairs in some Broadways. The river and ace. We're going to check and probably call. Ugh. I was hoping that they'd bluff there a little more. I see bet up here. Turn ace. What are they going to float me with? Pairs and a bunch of ace X. Now the ace miss. Or the ace paired. We're going to go bet check bet, which is over bluffed, but people don't know that. And you don't have to go huge. You can go like 2/3 or something. You get raised. Easy fold. He's bluffing. Whatever. I think we have to go small on table 2 with a king. Get somehow called by 5s or 6s or 7s for a river 1 bet. If I was bluffing, I'd go larger. There it is. You have to go pretty small. They overfold. They're pretty good about folding, like if you size up anything approaching pot. So you have to size down for value to get called by those hands. Oh, this guy's really tight. I'm just going to call because I don't think I'm going to get what I want when I 3-bet, which is folds. Ugh. I mean, it's so hard for him to have a fucking ace. Oh, you hooker. I don't know. If I had more time to think, yeah. A lot of people just oversee bet those boards. And it works, so kudos to them, but I should have just gotten time. It's alright. You get bluffed. You're supposed to get bluffed in poker. If you're never getting bluffed, you're calling way too much, and you're definitely losing. The 9s, I think, is actually a pretty good call there when they bet small on ace X. Like, an ace is actually just going to check a lot. It's so far ahead. Or if they choose to bet, you're going to be targeting only flush draws, so you can size up. Blind versus blind. You have 2 overs and a gut shot. Go back to a flush draw. We'll check. That's half pot. Half pot is medium strength. The question is, like, can I check raise here? I'm going to call. I river a pair. Then the backdoor flush comes in. So we'll be pretty price sensitive if he does bet. We have to find a new table again. They're breaking fast. We'll call. Flop a flush draw with 2 5s on the board, which is pretty interesting. Check and see what size they choose. It moved all the tables. Why in the fuck would it do that? I just wanted to square them up. $4 into 9, so not quite half pot. We are going to check raise here. A little bigger. When they call, what you're supposed to do is bet like pot. I don't think I need to do that. And we miss, and the queen is trouble. Like, what do you call with? It's got to be queen X. Just check. We're going to call with nines up here, which is crazy, but I don't think anybody's going to squeeze versus the $5 open. He's bluffing, but I beat. His bluffs have to be coming from like ace X hearts, right? There's a queen. You can't really get people to fold top pair when you're only 100 big blinds deep. Like, I mean, you can, but at 100 NL, you're going to get run over if you're always folding top pair. So what's that mean? When I have a 5 and I check raise and then he calls a turn, like, I'm always going for all of it on the river. So you have to make sure that you're consistent. You get a monotone board that we opened where everyone calls. Queens is pretty good. We're just going to check. All of these people are naturally going to check if they have a flush. He's short stacked. We don't have to go crazy, but we're going to try to get the money in on the turn. I should have sized up. Maybe $9. Oh my god. I have to fold. I mean, somebody has to have a flush. I don't know. It makes it less likely he has 5s now, but he could still have 6-5, 10s, 10-5, 6s. God, he just had, I mean, fish are just fish. So, Prod, you were asking, like, so one of the things that's really hard with online, I mean, it's not really hard. You have to, like, this is very different from live. Okay, like, people bluff live with hands that make sense. And they rarely are overplaying a hand in such a way. Online, again, you have to identify the fish, but, like, if you're trying to count bluff combos, you're like, I don't know, but they're there. How many? Some. Like, it's kind of how you do it. Live, it's much easier to kind of be like, well, are there natural bluffs? You're like, no. Well, then what are they bluffing? Well, people don't bluff enough live in certain configurations, but like that being one of them. Like that would just never happen live. Now, maybe in Texas. I know Texas had some fucking maniacs in some of those games, but most of the time, it just isn't true. Like Queens is an easier fold live there. Where I'm just like, well, he's not overplaying a 10. And like, what are they bluffing? I'm like, I don't fucking know, but they don't have them. Like, where are they coming from? Like, some of those live players must exist, but Kevin Smith is an evil painting of our Kevin Smith lurking in the chat. It might be, Kevin. Scary as fuck, just lurking, never saying hello. It's weird. I don't like it when you lurk. I like it when I know you're here. I'm like, oh, Kevin Smith is here. We're safe. The world is right. You know? Dab a clock for Christopher. I considered consuming a specific fungus before tonight. I'm glad I didn't because I'm pretty alert. You know, sometimes, you know, you guys have been here. I get sleepy. I know what it is. It's because I eat like shit. If I stopped, I'd have more energy for you guys here. Oh, how is King 3 in that hand? And how did it, what was the action there? Ace 8. This person was waiting, right? So I was the first blind, they were the third blind. Interestingly, on king high flops, you can severely overfold. Because they have so many kings. Because once you start adding in offsuit combinations of fucking hands, and they have king jack off, and king 10 off, and hell, maybe even king 9 offsuit. Like, on top of all the suited king X they call, like, it just adds infinite combos. Where normally, blind versus blind, you're not really folding a pair. You consider it more strongly. On this king high flops. Because again, they don't like monkey bet them enough. They don't just flick it a bet for no reason. Sure, some people do, but it's just not common enough. I'm pretty happy that I was not doing the Mary Jane when dabs were invented. It seems insane. I mean, it just seems like too much. You gotta be real careful. I forget one of my, and I mean, you guys have been here for my streams. They're all basically like this. One of them got like quarantined to adults only, and I was like, how could that possibly fucking be? Like, this person's kind of clueless. We're gonna raise. Mushroom bars are great, and the mushrooms are great. I mean, the fungus. Who knows what gets flagged? God, that's a tiny bet. They are gonna get me to call one. Those sons of bitches. Here we're infinity ways. We will check 5-6 of diamonds on a queen high diamond board. This person badly wants me to call them, and I just don't think I have to do that. We turn a flush on the 7 pairing and the upfront person let out. We're going to call. I'm going to check here because I timed out. Oh, come on. Flush is really hard to make. What was the action in this hand? I opened, and infinite people called, right? Oh my god. If I call this raise, all the money is going in. Can they possibly raise with worse than a flush? No. They can't be. There's just they're not raising a naked 7 here. Oh, I'm gonna fucking fold. Okay, I fold. Please show me a good flush. Oh, a naked 7, you fucking twat. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. When I call there, the problem is this person doesn't know that. Because they would never do it. I'm going to call with flushes there. Because he's in the hand. I just don't ever expect to face a raise. Like, so I'm going to call so he can come along. Like, next to act people, they are not capped when they call. Like, nobody is. Good players, bad players. Like, you call because you can, and you can invite somebody in with worth. So when he raises a 7 there, if I had any reason, like, if I didn't have a terrible flush, I hate saying it, but if I had any relevant blocker, that could cut down on combinations of like king jack suited, queen jack suited, ace jack, ace queen. Like, because this person never raises. Like, I just jam. I'm not going to overthink it. So it worked. I folded a flush, but I don't know that they know that it, like, quote, worked. Because I'm going to have better flushes that are going to pretty easily call. And, you know, he's got, what, 18% equity? 20? And I'm not going to call, I'm going to shove. And he's going to call with 20% equity. So easy for me to say, like, oh, you got to get bluffed sometimes. And then I wasn't bluffed, but someone was just overplaying a hand that I just didn't think they could possibly be doing. I was just wrong. And they are a maniac. I would classify this person as crazy. So if you're 57, like... you might be crazy. And then sometimes you just have to call because of the crazy factor. Boy, I should have gone for so much more against this guy. Jack 10 is like a sucker's hand, but I get to call for $3 in position. But a lot of times facing a 3-bet, it just sucks. Because short of making the nut straight, what do you hope happens? And again, in a vacuum, in equilibrium, you know, a computer's like, oh, it's a clear call. Like, but these people are not 3-betting appropriately. They're too tight. Hey, ace king suited. Let's go. Let's see a big one. And we'll check. Very interesting. The button like snap checked. Like they already have the button selected for it. They definitely do. Fuck me with the clubs. I was like, oh, I'll bet the river, but we cannot do that now. So we fold. This person might have stumbled into a weak flush. Oh, they had it? That could be too. Huh. Fish will surprise you. They'll do some things, so you got to pay attention. Because you got to build an idea of like, well, they probably would have bet, X. And you don't need a lot of examples of them not betting X. Especially live, but this is kind of like live. Before you go, oh, they don't do that, right? So they're not capped when you expect them to be capped or things like that. So you need to adjust appropriately. So that's true with bluffing. So what's that mean? It's like, well, when you have the super nuts, like, oh, well, I think they might be weak. You're like, no, not this person. They could have top of range. So you have another bucket to target. You can choose a big bet in a spot where you otherwise probably couldn't. We're cooling off. I was playing a zillion hands, and we're cooling down over here.
Possible
All right.
to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
The range is a lot of little pairs and some wacky Broadway shit. I don't ever try to make my boat fold, so maybe ace high is good. This is a code red board. It's a little scary. 9-10 can certainly exist in both their ranges, but that's a pretty narrow part, right? They also have a bunch of Queen X, Jack X, and 10X hands that are not folding. And flush draws. Now again, we talked about this. This person is not capped. They could absolutely have a straight. So we won't go huge. We're going to bet smallish again. And I would expect them at that point, if they had a straight, to just raise the turn. We called with 9-6 suited down here on table 4. We flop 3 of a kind. Of course, we're calling the fish. 3 of a kind is a really good hand. Jesus. I don't think I've gotten to play 10s tonight because this has happened every time, right? There's been a raise and an open. You cannot cold call here. It's just torching money. And 4 betting is really tough. These guys should be reasonably tight. His opening range should be snuggish. His raising range should be really snug. What is up, Parlay Popes? It might be a record launch stream. I got home early, pretty energized. Or if you're hanging out and you like music, it's Mentiroso. Find them everywhere you listen to music. This is their newest album. All the Things That Ruin Things. And the intro music I use is from their first record, The Long Con of Misunderstanding. Song I use is Nervous Math. I feel like it applies here. Yeah, I was feeling good for a stream tonight, Parlay Popes. I was down piles early, so that's quite motivating. Which is probably technically a mental week, but I don't think I play worse when I'm down. But it does motivate me to play longer. So I don't know. I think I would have gone long no matter what tonight. Had a nice couple breaks. Eat a couple slices earlier. Very generous person here in the chat. West X8. Hooked it up with a pizza. Sometimes you look at your phone and just you see the perfect message. And then everything gets better. And it's slightly distracting. Oh, Ace-9 is so tempting to call here. It's a reasonable call. A 3-blind game, though, I think it does change things. Get a pretty great flop on table 1 for Ace-10 of diamonds. Always just C-bet. We're pretty happy with whatever happens. What a fucking gross flop on table 2. Oh, we get to see the turn. I was like, oh. I was like, they could bet big so often that, like, I don't get to do anything. I don't think Steven would mind if I shared his solo project with you guys. Fuck it. I think this is the only... hold on a sec. Fuck. Oh, check, I guess. God damn it. Check is really bad there. I don't think anybody has a fucking hand. We can bet the turn because we have so much equity. We're gonna river 1 bet, but I gotta get it through 4 people. Nope, not what I wanted. The river 1 bet works really well if it somehow gets to the river and you see it there. Like, even without a compelling story. Usually when you're bluffing, your story should make sense. But when I bet 2/3 there, or 75%, like, it works more than it should, which means it's a profitable bluff. Because it should work, whatever. What? Over 1/3 of the time? I'm blanking on the math there. But it outperforms. So now we're listening to my buddy Steven. This is his like solo dolo deal. Oh. The question I'm asking myself right now is this player aware that I might have been 3-betting wide? Alright, we'll do it. Yeah. So Steven, who plays guitar and does vocals in Mentiroso. Now, here on Spotify, this is the only record, but if you listen to music or find it somewhere else, Steven Giuliano, he's got other stuff out there, and it's pretty tremendous. He's a good friend of mine. So I'm banking on the fact that this won't somehow get copyright struck. But I have no idea. I've not given a lot of thought to how much tighter the middle blind is. So should 3-bet, or if they should at all. Something tells me that they're not 3-betting a lot. Call and be really, really cautious. But yeah, everywhere you listen to music, check out Mentiroso and of course Steven Giuliano. You can get Steven Giuliano like on Bandcamp, maybe even Apple Music. I think he uses Apple Music. Spotify is really, they have really predatory like user agreements for artists, which of course doesn't impact big artists at all because they would never really put that to the test, but apparently they can literally use any music on here for anything. Again, they wouldn't dare that with a large artist, but if you're small, they might, and you're like, hey, that's mine. You're like, oh, actually, it's ours. Which is, you know, just fucking awful. There's a limper. I have to go even bigger. That's a mistake. You have to go to at least $5. And part of that is that, like, they might still call anyway, but you really want to punish that. Got shot on an ace-high board. But if I had a really strong hand, I would probably bet really big. The 10 should seem scary, so when this person up front bets, like, what's their range? Straights and strong ace-X, maybe even 2-pair. We'll just fold. Bluffing, good for him. You see this person, like there's a poster in there. So if I only make it $4, there's already 4 in the pot. It's not very much. Which is why you gotta at least make it 5. There was an open in the call on table 2. I defended from the third blind with king queen off. Flopped up there. Pretty good kicker. Button, bet half pot. So I think we just stab the flop a lot with random ace-x. Probably not. Maybe flush draws. They could certainly have worse queen x though. If they choose to bet, we're going to pay attention to their size. They don't. Jack's a real hand, unfortunately, but they also have hands like Queen 10. Again, we'll check. We'll pay attention to size. So bet, check, bet is over bluffed. I think if I thought about that longer and really narrowed their range down to only Queen X, that they have a lot worse Queen X that will call a bet, and I should be doing the betting. I think checking there. I think that they're not going to bluff enough, like, to lean on that. Hey, we have an opener and we have aces in the third blind. Let's go. Come on. Ah. Oh, wait. I forgot they were there. King high board 2-10. I think I'm actually going to size up a bit. We're targeting King X and flush draws. I don't care about eking a little bit out of some of their other part of their range. Like, I want their King X to call the bet and then call it like a turn shove. Basically play a 2-street game. I don't think that they're going to bet enough. Normally I do a lot of checking out of position. Turn a strong flush. So we're going to target just their hands that contain like pairs with a spade.
Get it together, can't shake this feeling in my gut. Feet are all bloody, I think I've lost my shoes.
What did they fold? I'm really curious. They thought hard about that. Okay, just a jack. I know that like I was going to lose that portion of the range. Josh Kim, what is up? Oh yeah, we're putting in that work, man. Trying to get those viewed hours in. It took a while to think about that. Table 3. I think that I can bet again for value here. We're really targeting draws. We'll size up a little bit. They call. There's a 4-liner out there now. It makes it hard to get called by worse Jack X, and all the draws are folding to everything. So the concern becomes, if I bet, am I getting called by worse? I don't think so now. Ace jack, huh? It's a hand they should have. It's a good hand. Oh, Steven sounds like Ozzy sometime. This is from his 2023. His other stuff's really good. He only got better because he recorded and produced all of this. which was definitely new for him. I say better, like that somehow diminished. Like this, I really like this record, but his growth was like exponential in production, and then learning how to like program drums because he's not a drummer. And guitarists are notoriously bad at programming drums, but he's very good at it. He's like a talented artist in every single way. I'm very jealous of him. And somehow he's back to painting Warhammer miniatures. And when I tell you, like he kills it. It's amazing. There's always seabed there when the fish calls. They're definitely a fish because they call from there. Big, juicy steaks. I mean, this is 100 ml. I don't think the steaks are that high. Getting a little more comfortable streaming and playing. Maybe in time we'll throw 200 back in there, but it is different. I do make some mistakes because I'm like chatting and thinking about other things that aren't poker when I'm playing poker. I didn't like just doing 2 tables was a little slow. When I was doing, we were doing 200 ml with 2 tables. Where you been at, Jason, from Connecticut? 9:30. What have you been up to? You hanging out with family or something? What do you got, a life? What have you been doing with yourself? This table on the bottom left might be terrible. I just realized what happened. It folded to me in the 3rd blind. I don't think that fucking happens ever. Not a fish. Fishy. Not terrible. Fishy. Table down here might be too nitty. Like, compared to all the games that you get on this site, like, this is pretty fucking wild. Person's pretty snug. This matters because, like, it becomes then not so much overfolding. But bet check bet is still really profitable. Because they would have bet their best hands. The short stack up top opened, so I just called with 9s on the button. We're definitely going to bet now, though. Get floated, hopefully, by ace king, ace queen, whatever. Tiny check raise is interesting. We'll call. Ace turn pretty much kills his hand. Because if he's bluffing with ace king, ace queen, like very strong hands, or he has a 7. Or king 10 offsuit. Okay.
Maybe we should fish them out, or try for a second chance.
Alright, so this guy's a little crazy. Sucks because you can't like color code him, so I just have to remember that Fob Jim is a little fucking crazy. Well, I'm glad you like it, Christopher. Make sure you follow him. I think you just search him on Bandcamp.
I brushed away all this mud from the surface.
Steven Giuliano.
I expected to see dead
We're definitely calling.
sense, but all I saw was my face.
Check and see if he bluffs. If he bets the river, he sends it to the side here. It's exactly out pot. I'm so tempted to fucking raise. I don't think calling is good. I'm considering jamming up top. I think when they bet that tiny size on the river, like, it's an outright bluff or a very thin value bet, and they do not want to play for all the money. I should have followed my gut down here. We'd have been richer. We'd be richer. That's what I get for not following my gut. It is harder when I'm here trying to articulate my gut. It's easier when it's just me. Ace queen is not as scary as it looks. It becomes harder for them to have an ace. Yeah, but he doesn't release his music on Spotify anymore, Christopher, so you gotta find him. He has more music. It's good. We're gonna bet small, like less than half pot to try to get called by a fucking 10 or maybe a bad queen. Once we check to the river, like we definitely have the best hand, but you have to size appropriately to actually get called by worse. We're not closing the action, but we're probably closing the action. Boom, shakalaka. We flop a set. swinging. Here. It's tempting to get funny, but... Oh, we got counterfeited by the fucking queen. The 6 sucks for us. What did he bet call the fucking raise with that didn't just improve? So we're going to check. I can't fold. Not to that size. You have a great hand. And now I'm basically calling all the rivers. And maybe I lose the 8s or a straight, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh, it feels unfair. I mean, he had exactly what he had to have there, so it's probably very stupid of me, but it happened. Call a raise. We fought 2 pair. He bets. Of course, we raise. Here we check. This guy bets a 3rd. We have to raise a little bit to jam turns. Oh, that fucking straight. I don't know. I mean, I said it. I could have called the turn, folded the river. That's just being a baby. That's what that is. Not good poker. Like the turn bet's so small that we're getting the correct odds to try to fucking boat up. Oh well. Just being a baby. Like a, call it like a, like, I mean, it's being a baby. It's like a temper tantrum fold or call. No, this is so unfair. Even the best do it, but you gotta limit that shit. For sure. Oh, everyone's going to be tough to shake. Like the bad beats, whatever, the coolers, whatever. When I make a play that I know is wrong, those suck. Like when I just get emotional and fucking click the button and know that I'm throwing away another 35 or 40 bucks or whatever the fuck it was. Like, I knew I was incinerating that money. Like, that's stupid. Those are the ones. The coolers, the bad beats, whatever. I don't know. Like, shit, they've happened tonight. I know it, and I've forgotten about them. But these ones. When I fuck it up, it stinks. Yeah, we're getting close. We'll have to shut it down. The problem is I do get tired, but I get wound up from playing poker, so if I don't shut it down early enough, like I end up being up a while. And I'm miserable at work in the morning. I actually have some work to do in the morning, so. Yeah, sure. A7 is putting it all in there. Needle, what is up? Welcome. We're just here, mostly playing decent poker. Except for a handful of minutes ago, which I desperately wish I could take that stupid move back. Just gotta feel it. Feel the pain. Get over it. Actually, you just gotta feel it. Go, I know better. Trust my gut when I need to. The short stack definitely has hearts to target here. That's all we're targeting. If they come over the top or anything insane, like, I don't know. The 6 is not ideal. That's where they call with hearts and of course fucking draws. Check. We can always put the last bet in on the river if I think that I can. I think if they had a 9, they would have bet it. I don't think I'm ever getting a better ace to fold. So I check. I don't think I can call by 7. 7 deuce. Why they have no chips?
That don't exist. Sounds of the night rattle across the board.
The question with 7-9 at this tight table is like, could I have called? I don't think it's a good hand to try to isolate. But they've all been pretty tight. Like they probably could have called. Yeah, so he's got 2 more records on Apple Music. full length, and he's got other EPs on there. There's the first yawn of the evening. There it is.
Watch your step. The things that kept you grounded have abandoned you. Watch your step, cause the shadows cast on the floor might lead to places
This player
you
bet
don't
small.
want to go.
It'll just be monkey stabbing.
Travel through my fields.
But again, we talked about this earlier. When this player calls with me left to act, like they're not capped. Now he could be a potato.
Sing a memory to get you through.
There's the jam. What? 7-8. He just doesn't have nothing, you know. That time it was close to nothing. Turn two pair, but it's hard to bluff. From the first person, you're like, oh, maybe I can bluff. You're gonna float with an over in the back door. Do not improve. See what they do in the turn. I think my 10 is best, but I need him to bluff, which is
Everything was solid and that we were safe. Bolted down. If it's something that you care about or dream about, toys will die without. Travel through my fields with massive confidence.
oh, there's somebody who's gonna play a lot more hands at this table.
A memory to get me through. A sudden lasting gravity, drifting away from all you love. A sudden lasting gravity, reaching for the sun before I have to fall.
How in the world did all the money not get in there? Really passive player.
Watch your step. Things that kept you grounded have abandoned you.
They're a good kicker on a monotone board, and they donk jam. What was that bet? 32 into a pot of 10, basically. I think they only have one club, but I end up losing enough. Yeah. They ever bet like that, like, doesn't matter that I think I'm ahead then, I'm not getting a good price. I need to win a lot more than I do. I'm only going to win slightly more than 50% of the time. Actually, it's probably a flip. And I'm not getting a price for a flip. We 3-bet 9s. It got called pretty quickly, which generally means they don't have the very top of range. Because they would consider 4-betting. I feel like I'm going to lose the jacks, like, disproportionately. Ace 8, snap call. All right. They're betting that big. This person is crazy. Why? It's when you bet on that type of board, it's hard to ever get called by worse. Sometimes it's hard to tell just by looking at pre-flop stats. I mean, some of these people are so bad, it's really easy to tell that they're crazy. I feel like everybody has access to a pre-flop chart now. But then you see something like that, and if I could tag them on this site, I'd be like, okay, this person is insane. Like, even though the pre-flop stats aren't insane. Theirs weren't great, but they weren't insane. Ooh. Pair plus the draw. Calling the shorty. Oh, what do they have? $70 in front of them. Like, we're definitely prepared to just get it in with the fish. Both of these people are going to call, so I'm putting $2.50 into a pot that's going to be, it's another 2 each, right? $16.50 by the time we're done. Can't be bad. Oh, person raised, so we're definitely out of the hand. When a fish jams, no, you bastard. Do I ever win any of those? Have I ever won one of them? One of them? It's fucking crazy. We were ahead for 0.2 seconds. Pretty surprised to see jacks. I mean, I guess not, but they jam way worse than that. I think they jam ace jack, ace 10. I think it's time to wind it down. I'm getting sleepy. Things have cooled off a bit. We've been going a few hours tonight. I'm glad you guys could hang out. I have enjoyed the company very much. I have enjoyed it very much. And I've enjoyed the poker. Quick before I get dealt the fucking hand. All right. Somehow. I mean, it's definitely a losing session, but it feels like a winning one because we were down piles when this fucking started. And we're not down piles. Not even $200. I can tell you in a moment. But I know we were down over 400 early on. I think I made a really stupid... I'm upset with a couple of the plays, but I'll take it. It's okay. It's okay. We're down 180 for tonight. Again, I'll take it. I know we were down over 400 at one point. So, only leaving down 180 feels like a fucking win, which is always a difficult session. And you're like, well, I lost, but I feel like a winner. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Let me give a couple special, very special thanks here to, I'm going to dox him earlier. I'm not going to keep doxing him. West X8, I think he was in here, for the very generous Venmo. And of course, Mr. Hank. Amazing. So thank you for hanging out. Prod R6, Killer Emilio, Lori Wagner, our Kevin Smith, No Dak, Christopher Calaravici, Parlay Popes. I'm missing people for sure. Officer Tom Friendly, he was here. DC Sports Mark, everybody hanging out. Justice for One, Justice for All, Truth, Justice in the American Way for sure. Dan Pearson, thank you all for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. I had a great time. This was a fun one. It was long, but it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Riker Sean. Take it easy.
Don't stand at all, we'll persevere. Ignition's over.